streaming right now.
Hello, I am Langston Liguizamo.
Hey, I'm Dr. Future.
And we are streaming live. This is sort of a test run, but we're very interested in what you fucking people might have to say about seeing us. You fucking degenerates. You Reddit degenerates.
Well, we're just streaming to YouTube. We're not talking to
YouTube.
people on Reddit.
You see, that goes to show you how much I know.
I'm going to take a
now
picture
you
of us.
guys,
We're streaming. We're fucking streaming.
Now you guys know who's running the show.
Well, we're streaming right now. I'm going to take a picture of us so people can, tune in.
Okay.
I don't know how much trouble we'd get in if we have any pictures of weed or anything in it, but I'm not
I
that worried
don't think we'd
about
get
it.
in trouble.
I don't think I'm that worried about it.
Neither am I.
Gonna watch anything anyway. There we go. Boom. Look at that. Space. The final frontier. We gotta scoot over a little bit. No, other way, right?
How's this?
This is better, right?
Yeah, this is good. All right.
I'm gonna take a picture of us. That way people know we're streaming on YouTube right now.
Okay.
Selfie that shit. And then we're going to take a picture of this setup. And then I'm going to post it. And this is technically live. People can watch this right now. Well, they're not, but they can. Let me open it up. See, I can do this, and people are only seeing our faces right now. But I can go to the streaming channel. My channel, baby. But I can go to the streaming channel. My channel, baby.
Good luck.
But I can go to the streaming channel. My channel, baby. My phone case looks so cool in that.
Good luck.
Dude, that looks awesome. Right now. My channel, baby. My phone case looks so cool in that.
Good luck.
My channel, baby. Dude, that looks awesome. Right now. My channel, baby. My phone case looks so cool in that.
Good luck.
My channel, baby. My channel, baby. That looks awesome. That's terrible. It sounds like a bird. It sounds like having a pet bird or some shit. Like you're like fucking annoying ass bird, pet bird shit.
Oh, I didn't tag you in this.
Beep, beep. It's alright, we're making posts here. We're not even worried about it. Lauren, that's another girl I wanna fuck. I know, I'm disgusting.
Not disgusting. I mean, all men are kind of like that, no? What's your Instagram name again?
Dr. Future. DOCTOR. Alright, so the solution is I have to mute this piece. Because otherwise, whoever's watching right now is playing in, hearing a fucking loop. Which is really annoying. So now I can unmute it. We're not fucked over anymore by the sound. We're not going to be able to hear anything really. But anyway, we can go back to Reddit.
Here we are live from Reddit.
Boom!
Well, the
live
rednecks
from Astoria.
congregate. You guys are all probably the people that got Trump elected. Is that ignorant of me? Is that you, Jesse? As a kid?
I didn't vote for Trump. No, that's my godson, James.
Oh. Okay, I thought it was an old picture.
Nah, he's a little cutie. He looks a little bit like Harry Potter.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the cool little nerdy look.
Kind of like his uncle.
Yeah. Thanks. I'll tell the frames maker.
Yeah, yeah.
We're talking about, what the hell were we talking about?
A lot of things just now.
Yeah, it got a little intense. Talking
It
about
did get a little intense
getting red
this evening,
pill.
didn't it?
Yeah, I was getting really pissed off.
Were you?
No, that's not true.
I hope not.
Nah.
I hope we were just exchanging ideas.
Yeah, no, we were. It was we talked about patriarchy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting into this red pill thing. I wanted to show this. We're getting into red pill. We were basically trying to. I was trying to show you what red pill was, which is like the subreddit for like chauvinists or like.
Red pill.
Yeah.
That's so fucking creepy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Red pill.
It's a reference to the movie The Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes it even worse, right? It's like fucked up. It's like red pill theory. So basically, it's about how like women are just into manipulating men, and how like men's.
Do you agree with that?
No, I mean
I think
everyone's
women-
manipulating everybody.
Women
It's
are
not
out
a
for their own
gender-
self-interest, just like men are.
I don't think it's a men and women thing. I think that everyone's out for their own self-interest,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
and I feel like some people, like some people who are men, manipulate people who are women, and vice versa. Like I don't think it's like men do this, women do that.
Well, I think there are things that either side of the aisle can claim to do more often than the other, right?
Right? Like what?
Like, I think that men, by and large, tend to be more promiscuous. No, not promiscuous.
I mean, yeah. It
They
depends.
tend to desire casual sex more, I think.
What's the like baseline though? Like, what is your?
See, that's the thing.
You haven't interviewed 1,000 people, is what I'm
Right.
saying, right?
It's
Like,
not-
It doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
anecdotal.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything to
Um,
me, in my opinion.
Well, so this show is all about personal experience, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
It's all about personal experience. No, but
anecdotes.
I'm open. I'm open to any scientific research that's out there. So, if there are,
Scientific research of like this difference between the sexes is like dubious.
why do you say that?
I just feel like it tends to be like reinforcing things rather than like trying to unearth or
Well-
like learn new. And I mean, I couldn't tell
Wouldn't
you
you
studies
say-
to back this up. I couldn't even.
Wouldn't you say that if it's following the scientific method truly, then it should be devoid of any outside bias?
Yeah, for sure. But we're not. That's not in the planet we live on right now. With
So
sci-
you think
with science.
it's biased research?
I think it's biased research. Let's see if our fans like the.
Are we getting any sort of response right now? I have no idea.
Nobody's watching. There's no way to market this.
Right.
See, on Facebook, it's a lot easier because
Because you have your
friends are all
network, yeah.
connected. Yeah. I gotta fuck with the exposure of this camera. It's like
Yeah.
when it comes in the shadow, it looks okay.
I'm gonna take a piss.
Do it.
Can I move this back bench here?
Yeah. Move what you gotta move, man.
Okay, cool. I'm never sure.
This is our show. Nobody's
This is
watching.
our shit, motherfucker.
You heard it here, folks. The first live fart from Astoria.
Ooh.
Welcome back.
Are we still live?
We're live.
Okay.
I'm about to put some more unexplained item into this unexplained item.
I think,
off camera.
I think I'm too high.
Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about.
High on life.
State,
I think
in
I'm
this
too
state
high
of
on
life,
life.
you're too high on life, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not on camera. Just say no.
Shout to Nancy Reagan.
I was
and her
about to make a
husband
Nancy Reagan reference there.
We're on
nice.
the same page
Good
here.
catch. Good catch. Oh, I'm doing a dragon impression. This is what is it? It's a
dragon.
It's a vapor. It's a
vape.
Yeah, coconut vape.
He's doing a dragon impression. Like this is an episode of Game of Thrones. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I do.
I love Game of Thrones.
I've seen every episode. I'm not a fan.
Have you read the books?
No.
You're not a fan of the television show?
Not a fan.
Why not?
Just too much filler.
Too much filler?
Too convoluted.
Too convoluted.
I was like really on board until like season 4, and then there was like a season of garbage, and then the last few seasons have been very fillery.
Yeah.
A lot of spinning wheels.
This last season was my least favorite.
Yeah. The last like 2 seasons were pretty weak.
But the season before this one had the best season finale I've ever seen on television.
The season before the last one, right?
The season
last
before
one was like
the season before the
that
one was
8 or something, 8 or 7 or
something like that. I know where you're at.
There was one that was really lame.
Yeah,
and it was like 2 seasons ago.
Was it with the Sand Snakes?
I feel like that was like the only kind of weaker part of last season, though.
Like 2 seasons ago, probably. Yeah.
There was I don't know, man. It just reached this point where it was like watching that show Lost.
I've never seen Lost. I've heard Lost is good.
I don't know. I don't know.
Jesse Reyes is unimpressed with Lost and Game of Thrones. What's your favorite television show?
That's a hard question. I think like of all time,
yeah,
probably one of the Star Trek shows, like Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Okay,
that's because that's something I'm like very connected to, like very close to it. I've seen it many, many, many times. Okay. I think like as far as I don't know, I think about this a lot. Like I want to give the right answer, but it's like I don't know if I'm remembering everything.
Dude, there's no fucking right answer. Right answers are for Republicans.
I don't know.
Do you like The Sopranos?
I saw almost all The Sopranos.
I fucking love that show.
Yeah, I used to watch
that show so much.
I never finished it, or maybe I did. Maybe I did finish it. I used to watch it on DVD. Actually, that was like before Netflix and HBO streaming and stuff.
Do you like The Wire?
I never saw that. I never got into it.
I think it's a little bit overrated.
I feel like I saw the first episode and I was like, whatever, I'm good.
Do you enjoy watching television or do you prefer movies?
I watch so much television. I watch television
mostly Star
more
Trek.
than any medium. Oh no, I watch like everything on Hulu pretty much. Like
everything on Hulu? Original stuff on Hulu?
Anything on Hulu I watch.
What was the name of that show on Hulu that got all the awards? With Amanda Seyfried.
Show on Hulu that got awards?
With Amanda Seyfried, yeah.
So Hulu original shows. Let's look it up. Let's let the audience watch with us. Like, why wouldn't we let it? Join the show. Hulu originals. Come on, this is not good. This is a terrible format. There's got to be a way that Google gives it to us nice. There's a way, trust me. There's got to be a nicer way. Oh, that's terrible. Like, what I'm saying is, like, have you ever seen Google give you, like, a nice result? Like, set up really pretty? It'll be like,
when I search something really easy, like when I search Nas, I get Nas stuff really neatly packed.
Not Paramount movies.
Well, that's really good, actually. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's like, yo, step up your game with this Hulu series. Closer.
Yeah, closer, but not quite at the level of Star Trek for some reason.
That wasn't Star Trek. That was Paramount.
Paramount.
You're like, this guy ain't fucking Star Trek. Like,
that's true. Oh shit.
Yeah, no, it's this thing that Google has like the selective. You know, if you want to be cynical, it's like Google has this selective.
People on the payroll,
right? Yeah. That's right. Like,
and it's fairly obvious.
It's more catered.
Like it's
becoming more and more obvious.
It's a really easy thing to hide, and if you want to make laws against it, that's fine. You can't prove it.
Yeah,
is it harder to hide?
You can't prove it. That's the different thing. I
think there's a growing movement to legislate that kind of thing off of the internet, but I don't think you can ever truly do that because they'll just do it without code.
They'll find a way to do around it.
Yeah.
You want to know the craziest thing is like so many of these big companies are surrendering a lot of these like successful. What is the word like? There's a lot of very meaningful data and a lot of like very successful mining and a lot of like successful like painting a picture, like accuracy, right? There's like a lot of accuracy that these companies are surrendering to machine learning. Like companies are developing like programs and computer softwares that like simulate a way of thinking, and these things like human beings do not know how they work. Like once you turn it on.
Whoa! Start from the beginning, please, because this is like. Let's start. What was it that you were saying from the beginning?
Wait, no, I lost it. We were talking about machine learning.
Yeah,
but it was about like algorithms that do like.
They can out-human humans.
No, we were talking about something specific.
Were we?
Yeah, we were.
Hulu. Star Trek.
No.
Nas, Paramount. I want to find this. What was the name of it?
With Amanda Seyfried?
Yeah.
I don't think you're thinking of her.
It's definitely Amanda Seyfried, bro.
I don't know. Mindy Project, I loved. Quick Draw, I really liked. Deadbeat, I liked. Difficult People, fantastic. Casual, fantastic.
I haven't seen any of these.
Hot Wives, I think I really liked Hot Wives, if I remember correctly. It's kind of older.
I love Hot Wives.
Yeah, you've seen it?
No.
Oh, that's right. Future Man was okay. I enjoyed it. It was a little bit rough. It was definitely like for teenagers. It was like younger.
Do you consume all your television from the internet?
Yeah, that's right. What about you?
So like in the sense that I use apps on my Apple TV.
Okay,
so
sure.
That's the internet.
Yeah.
But I do still use cable, and the only thing keeping me onto cable is live sports.
Yep, that's right.
That's the one thing that these guys in Silicon Valley they can't live stream without the help of these networks.
Yep.
Is live sports.
They have the systems down. They're very entrenched in it.
But that should change very soon, I think, right?
It's tough, man. Like what's funny is like linear broadcast formats are always the most like immediately superior formats for like.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by linear? What was the phrase you used?
Like linear broadcast formats.
And what does that mean?
That means that like someone is recording a video and they're sending it into a mixer that's on a truck, and the truck is sending a signal into a satellite into space, and that satellite is sending a signal to another satellite, and that satellite is beaming it down back to the Earth at a studio somewhere.
So, like the Olympics, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So, like, there's, like, cameras and trucks and trucks and trucks.
Right.
Of, like, there's, like, a bunch of satellites that are, like, positioned in situations to be aligned to be able to capture this content because, like, people hire satellites. You know what I mean? Like, you hire a satellite.
Wait. There's satellites that you can rent out.
Yeah, there's satellites
Like
that are flying
independent
around
contractors orbiting around this planet.
yeah. I mean, they're used.
Am I wrong to be like kind of alarmed at that?
Alarmed? I mean, that's a very old thing. So like,
is it wrong to be alarmed at certain shit? Like, what if like fucking Bin Laden or one of them wants to rent out a satellite?
I mean, I don't know. It's like
would that be unsafe at all?
What do you mean?
Like if ISIS got control of a satellite, they couldn't do anything.
There are satellites that are not just our satellites, like.
But there aren't satellites in our
satellites.
But there aren't satellites in the hands of our enemy.
Yeah, there's satellites in space. Oh, what are you talking about? Like, there's tons of friggin' satellites flying around the Earth all the time.
Yo, my mind is blown right now. I knew that there were satellites. I'm just saying. I guess it might be me being a product of like the New York public school system.
Yeah, I'm not
I might have bought into the propaganda that the U.S. dominated the cosmos.
Let's look it up.
In the 60s and 70s. I mean, I don't know.
Let's look it up, bro. It doesn't matter. That's why we're doing. That's why the internet is right here. How many satellites?
How many drinks would it take you to leave with me?
There you go.
Girl, you look good. The definition makes our count much less because it includes only spacecraft and not debris that orbits the Earth. The Goddard Space Flight Center's lists 2,271 satellites. That's a hell of a lot. Currently in orbit, Russia has the most satellites. No! That's terrible! 1,324! What the fuck? They rigged our election. We're fucked!
What are you talking about?
Yo, we gotta get those satellites from Russia, bro!
Satellite wranglers?
Yo, this is not okay. This is not okay.
I don't
Russia's
know.
our
Is
enemy.
it?
I don't know. If I'm looking at it
agencies
objectively,
tell you it is.
Well, all right. Do we?
I know.
All right. Let's cut
get
through
their shovels, folks.
Let's cut through the bullshit, right? Do you or do you not believe that Russia
affected the election?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
We know they did.
Well, here's what we know. We know that they obtained the private information of main players on both sides and actively only put out the private information of one side. Right? We know that. In other words, they leaked Democratic emails. They didn't leak any Republican emails.
Right.
Yeah, and that was done with intent. We know that.
Yeah, but I think that was different. I don't think that's related. I don't think like the Democratic national emails are related to the voting like results of hacking the primaries.
I think
that somebody.
First of all, I mean, the guy who could have beaten Donald Trump based on the polls, for what that's worth. I mean, that guy lost, and he didn't lose by that much. And I mean, it came out that the party establishment was pretty hell bent on making sure he didn't win.
I don't think the Republicans had anything to do with the Democrats.
Not the Republicans, the Russians. The Russians.
I don't know. I think
the Russians.
No, I think if that's true, it's not the Russians. It's like somebody hired Russian hackers to do it.
WikiLeaks.
I don't know about WikiLeaks. I think here's my theory. My theory is, this is like streaming. This is crazy. My theory is
so everything is on the record.
I guess so. My theory is that everybody, Clinton's people took on all the debt of the Democratic Party's campaign arm and campaign mechanism. So the Democratic Party was sort of sworn to Clinton and her team in that way that she came in and was like, I'm going to provide for you. We're going to work together, whatever.
Right.
And then, but the reality is the votership was actually more connected to what Sanders was saying.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
The vote, the actual constituency of the party was more connected.
There was
to
this
Sanders.
struggle between the electorate and the power holders for the nomination.
Right, but here's what I'm saying. I think that somebody paid Russian hackers to hack the DNC because they wanted it to come out that they were favoring Clinton over Sanders.
Was it a leftist?
I don't know. But what I'm saying is what ended up coming out wasn't strong enough and it wasn't anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't able to find out.
It wasn't able to prove that Sanders wrongfully lost the election because an overwhelming majority of the people who voted for Clinton. But that's not the point. The point is that it was made abundantly clear that the Democratic establishment was not neutral in that process in any way whatsoever.
The Democratic
and
Party,
that is a that's a jarring reality, and one that to this day crumbles the party.
Yeah, of course, but like both parties are in shambles right now.
Well, the Republicans are not in shambles.
They are.
They're at a existential crossroads, but they control the White House. They control both legislative houses. And they maintained the balance in the Supreme Court. So
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about power. I'm talking about
people politics is the yielding of power.
I'm talking about people who identify as Republicans are like caught in a place where their party is like portraying something or representing something that they do not identify and connect with.
Well, I mean that depends on the Republican. I agree with you. I think the Republicans they're in conflict.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different wings. You have the Trumpian wing of white nationalists.
Yeah.
You have economic conservatives. You have social conservatives. Right. You have party loyalists like Jeb Bush, who are very moderate.
Right.
I mean, it's a party that lacks a true identity, but at the same time yields the most power it could hope to.
Well, yeah, right now. Like this has happened before though. Like, not in this crazy way. Like, this has happened before politically, but it's never happened before with the existence of the news cycle as it works today.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that people engage each other in media today.
Right.
That's what's unheard of about this kind of, like, political power. Because, like, you have a situation where the president could be like, somebody goes on TV and there's a Vox video about it. Do you watch Vox videos at all?
No, I read some of their articles. Though.
I wonder if we can watch a Vox video and not get like kicked off, and like as long as we talk about it.
Want to check it out?
Yeah, I feel like we might as well, right? I hope everyone's entertained right now. Anyone who's tuned in.
I know I am.
All 0 people. Yeah, I'm very entertained.
This is still good recorded footage though. Like the recorded footage is saved, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It was a whole, it was very recent. This thing. So, like, I guess we can watch this.
Can we?
And kind of talk about it online. Why not? I mean, if it gets flagged, it gets flagged, I guess. But we can switch to the browser now, and then we can watch the video and talk about it a bit.
All right.
Should get this shit kind of. There you go. See, that's weird though. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like, right? There we go. Oh yeah, we gotta like.
TV's dumbest news show. Eric Wemple of The Washington Post, November 23rd.
For 3 hours every morning, Fox's best and brightest sit on this curvy couch and deliver a bizarre mix of internet conspiracy theories,
Sharia law is now changing everything,
general absurdity,
Nickelodeon is pushing a global warming agenda,
and whatever the hell is going on here.
Yeah, it's like bananas.
It's the Fox show that's so bad, you can't help but laugh at it.
Can we get a stick? Anybody got a stick?
What a bunch of dopes. It's all a lot of fun. Or at least it used to be. Because now, these 3 geniuses are some of President Trump's most trusted advisors.
Fox and Friends in the morning.
Do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah.
They're very honorable people.
That's not coming from me. That's coming from Trump, who recently called Fox and Friends one of the most influential shows in news. And the scary thing is, he's not wrong.
Right now I'm getting my daily intelligence briefing.
From who?
From you guys.
To truly understand the magic of Fox and Friends, you need to watch it every single day. But my therapist says I'm not allowed to do that anymore, so I got someone who is.
Did you know there's 7 days of Fox and Friends? A lot of people think there's only 5 days. No, there's a weekend edition too. It's a lot. It's a lot of Fox and Friends.
You know,
This is Matt Kurtz. He's a research fellow at a progressive...
So he looks at the fucking TV guide, and I'm an expert witness, so I'm going to tell you, based on my knowledge of the TV guide, that the show is on 7 days a week as opposed to 5. That's what I'm contributing to this discussion.
This guy?
Yeah.
No, he writes for Media Matters.
Looks like a real fucking weasel.
This guy.
I'm only joking.
Prejudice this guy right now.
Media Matters. Full disclosure, he also used to be my boss. So,
He's someone's boss.
Well,
He's
this
an
is
asshole.
awkward.
On the morning
Those
of
are some
October
tight
10th,
shorts that guy had
2017,
on.
Gertz noticed something weird
hot.
happening.
It's gotta be
Trump
hot.
tweeted this at 8 o'clock in the morning, praising a book by a little-known conservative author seemingly out of nowhere.
So I thought that was weird. One of my colleagues pointed out to me that the author had actually been on Fox and Friends earlier that morning.
His colleague was right. Trump seemed to be responding to a Fox and Friends segment about the book that had aired that morning.
So I looked at all of the tweets from that morning. I had pretty good matches.
Fox and Friends talked about the NFL protests. 3 minutes later, Trump tweeted about the NFL protests. Fox and Friends criticized Democrats over immigration. Trump tweeted about Democrats and immigration.
And I said, well, damn. He's watching the show and tweeting about what he sees.
Gertz started tracking every time a...
See, that's the guy that
He got
cracked
it.
the
He
code.
got it. I'm sorry that I yeah.
I know, but
Oh,
like,
this is so fucking
the
depressing.
one guy that sits there and he's like, yeah, got him.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck? What is happening in our
Got
country,
him.
man? Got him.
This is what's happening in the country right now, dude.
This
The
is
president
really
watches
fucking
Fox.
depressing.
Everyone who supports the president watches Fox.
I wish he watched Jesus and Miro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's...
Fox and Friends segment lined up with a Trump tweet, and he found a ton of examples. Fox and Friends goes after Andrew McCabe, so does Trump. Fox and Friends talks about protests in Iran, so does Trump. Fox and Friends talks about Trump's mental fitness, and yeah, the list goes on and on. Sometimes Trump copies language directly from what he sees on screen, quoting Fox and Friends chyrons verbatim. Other times, he tags Fox and Friends in his tweet. I counted over 50 examples of him doing this since his inauguration, because I need a hobby. If you look at the frequency of Trump's tweets in 2017, there's a spike between 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock a.m., which is Fox and Friends' time slot. And Fox and Friends has noticed too. They now casually joke about the president watching them live.
But I asked the president to blink the lights on and off if he was watching.
Oh
because
my
they know
God,
he's
that
watching-
is so creepy.
Yeah, right?
Jesus. What did I just see?
It gets worse.
So,
It gets worse.
on the television show, the host is like, if the president of the
Yeah.
U.S. is watching, he'll blink his lights.
That's right.
And Donald Trump, like a 9-year-old boy.
It gets worse.
Oh my God. All right. I'm ready.
Buckle up, folks.
Fox and Friends has evolved from a
It's
show
like
that
live
talks
commentary
about
on
Trump to a
Vox
show that
video.
talks to Trump, actively trying to influence
so
his behavior. A Vox study of 17 months of Fox and Friends transcripts found that after the election, sentences aimed at instructing or advising Trump spiked by more than 50%.
I think the next thing the president should do is start doing some infrastructure.
That same study found that the show was using more language aimed at changing the president's behavior. Phrases like, we need to, we are going, and we have got.
What does the president need to do if he's listening this morning to change the narrative?
Jesus.
Oh my God.
How is this even real? Okay, power through. You saw this feedback loop in full effect during the debate over the recent FISA bill. In early January, Republicans were widely in support of reauthorizing a sweeping government surveillance measure, and the White House had publicly come out in support of it. But on January 11th, Fox and Friends ran this segment, warning that the bill could be used to spy on Trump officials.
At one point during the segment, Andrew Napolitano turns to the camera and says,
Mr. President, this is not the way to go.
You can probably guess what happens next. Trump sends a tweet criticizing the bill, literally quoting the caption of the Fox and Friends segment. Republicans on the Hill spend several hours panicking.
It is a bit of a confusing morning, to say the least.
And 2 hours later, Trump backtracks,
It
saying
is a
he still
bit of a
supports the bill.
confusing
When asked
morning,
if
to
Fox
say
and Friends
the
got to
least.
Trump,
Yeah,
Press
it's
Secretary
like-
Sarah Sanders.
What is
He's like
happening
a
to
puppet.
our
It's like
country?
a puppet.
What the fuck?
Fox is in charge.
We're so well. It's that there are officers in place to guide Trump, but that Trump seems more inclined to follow Fox. So in a sense, Fox is in charge.
Yeah. Well, they dictate. They dictate the policy. Like Fox defines what the party believes because they've been doing it for 40. 30,
Well, I mean, Fox
25,
Fox
30
cultivates
years.
the audience. I mean, these are the people who voted Trump into office, or people who watch Fox News.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
It's crazy. But now they're also in charge of the top, so like they reinforce itself basically.
Right.
Decides to make fun of CNN instead.
I'm sure you're disappointed he's not watching CNN.
Oh! no.
Wow.
All of
That's
this has given
sad.
Fox and Friends
That's so
incredible
sad.
power to hijack the news
That's
cycle.
so
To talk
sad
about
that
sideshows that would
response.
otherwise never escape the Fox News bubble.
What you have is Fox and Friends doing stories, the president tweeting about what he's seeing, and the rest of the media going, well, the president just tweeted this bizarre thing, now we need to talk about this.
Trump watches a dumb segment about missing FBI texts, tweets about it, and it becomes the top story of the
Our
day.
political
Trump
system
watches a
is
dumb
such a
segment
joke.
about the British.
It's the news cycle that's become a joke.
Yeah, and the White House, if nothing else, has followed suit. The office of the president is forever it's forever defiled. Like I can never take it seriously again. We elected Donald Trump to the presidency, and look at the job that he's doing.
But I feel like that's media that did that to us. Like media wanted.
No.
that.
First of all, I didn't vote. So those of you that vote, I hope I don't know. But you should blame the people who voted, and perhaps the people who didn't. But you should blame the electorate. Is my point.
Yeah, but it's like it's where you live. Like I didn't vote.
Right,
because
I didn't vote
live in New
because
York.
exactly. Same here.
Right.
Yeah. So my vote for president would not have made a difference. Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Like, who do we blame then? Middle
Fox.
America?
I blame the companies that run the media. Like everyone's in the media is making way more money now that this guy's in charge. So that's what they wanted, and that's what they got.
Would they not have gotten that if Hillary Clinton was president?
It would have just been more of the same.
I think they would have gotten more. Well, yeah, probably would have been more the same. I don't know. I think that Hillary Clinton might not have been as willing to bend, but she would have been subject to the same checks and balances that Trump would have. But then again, she wasn't watching Fox and Friends, which is
She's not gonna be sitting and watching.
All right.
Should we do the same shit but CNN? You know what I mean? Like it would be the same shit but different.
Yeah,
Their
but she
side.
would not base. Well, she wouldn't do it publicly, but
Yeah. Well, he's not doing public. He's just dumb.
no,
in
he's
that
doing
way.
it public. He's tagging
Yeah,
them. He's
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's part of his they're all in the same thing together.
Spying on him, repeats the claim in public, and sparks an international crisis.
That was a statement made by a very talented lawyer on Fox.
That's a lot of power in the hands of a show that's known for getting things wrong. A show that peddles wild internet conspiracy theories,
Secret society, the missing text, it all adds up.
embraces paranoid fear-mongering,
What, will annihilate North Korea after we're dead?
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
we have to do something now.
and launches smear campaigns against Trump's political opponents.
Bob Mueller, we now know, is totally conflicted. Jim Comey is totally conflicted.
It is a carnival of chaos. These are not the people that you want doing the show that the President of the United States is watching every morning.
Unfortunately, we don't have much of a choice. Fox and Friends has spent years being treated like a big joke. But thanks to Trump, these three might be the ones who get the last laugh. While we were shooting this episode, Fox and Friends posted a job opening for a head writer. They're looking for somebody with a passion for current events and accuracy. So, it's been fun, Vox, but it's time for me to follow my dreams.
Can you imagine?
that's amazing. All right, bro. I think I should get headed out now. It's fucking late.
Yeah, dude, that was cool. Very cool show today.